Hey guys, good to see y'all again. Today I'm here to tell you about the new Birmingham Express bus line that is running through the city of Birmingham. First, you got to know how it works. The new bus line runs all the way from 5 Points West to Woodlawn, which is about 10 miles of bus routes. It has 32 stops in 25 different neighborhoods. For the first 30 days, it was free. Now it costs $1.50 for a one-way trip and $3 for an unlimited ride throughout the day. The new bus line has 7 rapid transit buses during the peak hours and only 4 rapid buses during off hours, which would typically be the weekends. Buses are running at a low emission or no emission at all. The benefits to commuting include a cheap and affordable way to get around the city, especially in today's gas prices and car prices. Buses will also have dedicated bus only lanes to get around the city quickly and efficiently. That means that as soon as the bus pulls up to a red light, it turns green, which I think is pretty cool. Of course, you want to know how it relates to me. Well, during the World Games, me and some friends thought it'd be a great idea to go down to the World Games and watch the sumo wrestling event. Now, that being said, nobody wants to get in that downtown Birmingham traffic, especially with the parking madness and all the out of town drivers. The new Birmingham Express bus line had a stop right in my hometown of Homewood, Alabama. When we got there, we only had to wait about 5 minutes for the bus to show up. And when it did, we were all surprised. The bus was clean, well lit, and the driver was very hospitable. He told me that he had been driving for 6 hours a day, and I wondered, how do you have this attitude with the driving people around all day? But it's his job, and he loves it. It was started because the Max Burst bus service system. That system was out of date and had more problems than it did solutions. The U.S. Department of Transportation and the FTA helped the Jefferson County Transit Authority make this come to life. Funding for the project totaled over $64 million. That's a lot of money for a bus project. But in 2015, city leaders fought hard for a $20 million federal fund that was given to us. So the rest of the money was funded by the city of Birmingham. The bus routes in the city link up to major employers throughout the city, which is a very good thing because there's a lot of people who live very close to their work, but they don't want to drive all the way in and have to pay for a parking deck all day. I was in a parking deck the other day and I was in my office for about 5 hours and the parking ticket was $10. Now that may not seem like a lot, but if you're doing that every day, that's about $50 a week. You're just paying for your car to sit in a parking deck. The routes are divided into 3 segments. You have the east segment that runs to Woodlawn down 18th Street along the First Avenue North. You have the in-town segment, which drops off to all your major employers like UAB, Birmingham Crossplex, and Children's Hospital. The west segment is more of the neighborhood route. It continues along MLK Drive all the way down to Elmwood Elementary. Some cool and very interesting facts that I thought y'all should need to know. The new transit set a timeline that is the same for every bus you get on, no matter where you are. It should only take the bus about 10 to 15 minutes to complete its entire route. So with about 7 buses and 32 stops, you're thinking about maybe 3 or 4 stops per bus, depending on where you are. It only takes them about 10 to 15 minutes. Each bus also has its own tracking system that you can access through their app. So if you ever need to know where your bus is while you're waiting, just pull it up on your phone and here it comes. Every bus also has its own onboard bike rack, which is very cool for people that like to ride bikes certain places but can't get around on them full time. And they also have self-secure wheelchair parking for handicapped people. The bus is meant to feel like a light rail with rubber wheels. Now, a light rail system is kind of like a fast-moving train. If you've ever been in Atlanta, the MARTA is a good example. But also, the MARTA is very expensive, and the bus transportation system only costs a third of the cost of what a light rail system would cost. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, what does a bus transit system have to do with a good speech? Well, I thought y'all needed to know about this because Birmingham has been suffering for a long time with its transportation downtown. If you've ever been in Birmingham and wanted to get somewhere quickly, you always had to wait about 30 to 45 minutes at your stop because they were so low employed, but they also had so many people trying to ride them. It's also very cheap and efficient, and that's something that the citizens needed of Birmingham and students because now if they are late for class, they can just hop on a BHAM Express bus and get to where they need to get. Thank you guys.